Martine and buckle up because I've got a huge Dollar Tree haul for you. Okay, I have 8 books to share with you today that I got at the Dollar Tree. I would say recently, but it's actually been a few months now since I picked these up because I was really behind on filming them. Hence why I'm wearing the same exact shirt as my last Dollar Tree haul, but have now thrown a cardigan over to try and trick you as if I'm not going to tell you right now. If you want to see how much money I saved on this Dollar Tree haul, make sure you stay tuned till the end. It's a lot, just gotta say, it's quite a bit of money from buying books at the Dollar Tree that I saved. And I feel like I've got some incredible picks here. So I'm super excited to dive in and share them with you. I'm not sure if there's any particular order for this. No, there kind of is. I've got some middle grade, I've got some YA, and then I've got some adult. They appear to be thrillers, I think. So I should just jump straight into filming this because I'm going to be here for a while. The first book on the top of this stack, she's a little bitty lady, but it's the Jamie Drake Equation by Christopher Edge. This is a very wholesome looking book. It's about this little guy named Jamie Drake, and his dad is an astronaut, and he's currently on a mission to the International Space Station. And one day, Jamie goes to like an observatory, and he's getting some weird signals on his phone, weird stuff is happening. He's like, is it aliens? Anyway, and then apparently something bad happens with his dad's mission that's scary. It reminds him that space is dangerous. And this seems to be a mixture of like coming of age and like family story, and also got a little bit of science stuff. This will be an interesting read for me because the school that I went to undergrad for had big space programs. So lots of my classmates love them some space, wanted to be astronauts, all that jazz. So I think this is gonna be super cute, and I might have to like recommend it to a lot of my friends from school that I know who love space. And it's like a quick read. I think it's less than 200 pages. Yeah. And then it also includes some like science in the back to like explain the science to the kids who read this, which is super cute. It's super adorable. I love how there are like little equations everywhere on it. I just think this is a beautiful book. It's so tiny and precious that I love it. The copyright for this is 2017, and this was originally sold for $16.99. So off to a good start. Small book, about $17 worth. I spent $1.25 on it. Nailed it. The next middle grade book that I have for you is A Small Zombie Problem by K.G. Campbell. And this one seemed fun for so many reasons. It does have deckled edges, which this is an unpopular opinion. I hate deckled edges so much, but it's got cute illustrations in it, like beautiful illustrations. And the author of this did illustrate Flora and Ulysses by Kate DiCamillo, which I remember being like, oh my gosh, like I haven't read that, but I've seen that everywhere. And I thought the illustrations were so cute. And they're his illustrations. That's incredible. Things Auguste Dupont did not think he'd ever have to worry about: a stolen hot sauce recipe, I'm invested, a legendary white alligator, and one small zombie problem. So this is about this guy named, he's a little boy named August, and he lives in this neglected house just with his aunt. And then he meets a relative he didn't know existed and is offered to go to school, but then he has a problem, a zombie problem, I guess. It is the beginning of the series, so I hope it doesn't end on like a huge cliffhanger because this is the only one I have. But it just seemed so cute, like, oh my goodness, it's pretty. It seemed whimsical and wonderful. I've also been looking for zombie books that I like because in my monsters and fiction class that I took a couple years ago, I learned to enjoy more vampire books with like shape-shifting or like double people, for example, like Jekyll and Hyde. But the zombie unit really was not my style, but I liked learning about the history of like zombies in literature. So I want to see if I can find a zombie book that I like. And this one, you know, this looks like it might be it. Because there was one other, I think it was middle grade, that I read that helped with my love of vampire lore. It was a vampire support group book, something like that. Anyway, so I'm hoping this is like equally as cute, even though it's by totally different people. The copyright for this was 2019. She's not that old. And then it was originally sold for $16.99. Those are the middle grades that I picked up on that trip. Now let's talk about the YA, which is actually the majority of the stack. It's 4 of them. I have to tell you, it's 4 of them. This first one is interesting to me because I keep seeing it on my library app. I'd never seen it on my library app before. Then I got it at the Dollar Tree and suddenly I keep seeing it, and it's How You Ruined My Life by Jeff Strand. This seems like a fun book. Also has a band trope, which I said in my last Dollar Tree haul that I like. So it's about this teenager named Rod, and he's in this band and his life is pretty good, but then his cousin starts like scheming when he moves in for the semester. So there are a bunch of pranks and he's taking over his life. So I guess How You Ruined My Life is about how the cousin ruined his life. And I'm interested to see like what the band vibe is like with everything that his cousin does to ruin his life, and apparently he starts fighting back. So I'm interested to see what he does and how he ruins his cousin's life in the process, I guess. The acknowledgements start, it takes more than one person to ruin somebody's life. Copyright 2018, originally sold for $10.99. It's a cute little paperback. The next one I had to pick up by name alone. Like I read the back and I was like, yeah, fine, I'll pick it up. But the name was what made me like grab it off the shelf. And it's Character Driven by David Lubar. I love character driven stories, so I was like, maybe? This is definitely a coming of age story. It even says the phrase come of age in the synopsis. And it's a YA contemporary romance. He's got this unrequited crush. He's got a terrible dad who's going to kick him out of the house when he turns 18. No holds barred teenage boy voice. By turns honest and untruthful, sarcastic and sweet, inappropriate and hopeful. So I'm looking forward to what that like voice is like. I'm interested to get to know this character and see how this is character driven and how that plays into the story. I saw the name and was like, I need it immediately. It's a YA book, it would be a quick read. I've been wanting to drown myself in YA contemporaries recently. This is high up there on that list. Copyright 2016, so it is a bit older, originally sold for $9.99. It does have chapter titles. I wrote that in my notes. Ah, yes. For example, introduction section version. She walks in, beauty, mad about you, falling behind, self-aware. It's saliva, what the heck? Do it yourself. A lot of puns in the chapter titles, apparently. Love that. That boosts it even higher on my list. I'm interested to see what this is all about. Next is How My Summer Went Up in Flames. This seems like exactly the type of book I'm in the mood for right now. First she lost her heart and then she lost her mind. This seems to have everything I want in it. So it's this girl and she's a bit impulsive, and so her ex-boyfriend, she sets his car on fire, and apparently she's doing weird things, and anyway, he puts a restraining order on her. And she's like, what the heck? So she has a restraining order. So to deal with all that, her parents take her on a road trip. Love road trip books, but she's still hung up on her ex. I'm interested to see what this character is like. Like, I want to read from, you know, an insane main character. This author name looks familiar. Did I just read something by this author? Oh no, I'm worried. I think I just oh, this isn't good. So I'm interested to see how this goes, because this will be a second chance author, because I just read another one of her YA contemporaries and I gave it 2.5 stars. Oh no. I don't know. The other one had a band, so I would think that would be more up my alley, but this has a road trip. She's just using tropes I like. Let's see if she ruins this trope too. I don't know. I'm interested to see what it's like. I just saw her name and I was like, oh no. I bought this before I read that book, so I wouldn't have made the connection then, but I'm a little worried for this. Still excited, and it will be a really quick read. Like, there's barely any words on the page, and it's less than 300 pages, so it'll be quick. I'm interested to see, because the main character in the other book by her I read, she was like, she's okay, like she made some bad decisions, but it was like fine. But this girl seems a little unwell, to be honest with you, which is interesting, especially because like I felt like the love interest in the last book I read by her was more the unwell one. So I'm interested to see how this pans out. I'm a little worried about how she's going to handle some discussions about mental health and stuff, because that wasn't my favorite part of her last book, but you know, it's got an interesting premise, so I'll give it a chance, especially for $1.25. Just saying. The copyright for this one, 2013, so this is a bit older. Let me check when August and Everything After came out, 2018. So August and Everything After is newer, so this is one of her older works, which doesn't necessarily mean anything, because there are some authors who I like less as they go on and some that I like more, so I really don't know. And then this originally sold for the weirdly specific number of $10.97. And then the last YA book that I picked up on this trip was The Last Summer of the Garrett Girls by Jessica Spotswood. It's about 4 sisters and 1 summer, which makes it the perfect YA contemporary read. So one of them is in the summer play. Yes, I need to read it. One is on their way to college with her boyfriend, but she's not sure she loves him anymore. One of them has a girl in the crush next door. queer, gay, I love it. And the oldest one has a lot of responsibility of their independent bookstore. All these girls have interesting things to say. So we got the summer play, which I love, the one headed to college, which is a good trope, crushing the girl next door, which I love, and then running their family's independent bookstore. I need to read this immediately. I don't know why, but this doesn't look that deep from like the cover, but these, I'm interested in this one. I'm interested. Copyright 2018, originally sold for $10.99. That's the last YA one. And now I got some adult mystery thrillers. So first is The Watch Girls by Jennifer Wolfe. So basically it seems to be about this girl who was a teen star and then she quit acting when her sister disappeared. 15 years later, somebody goads her into looking into 4 disappearances that happened in this town made famous by these horror movies that were filmed there. She's given a cryptic first clue, a darker game's about to begin, there's social media involved, her show explodes in popularity, wrapped internet audience, cost of her life. Ooh, I'm ready for this. It's got like the internet aspect, like some of the popular thrillers, so the ones that have looked at like podcasts recently. So this is kind of different because it's like a web series, but there's still something there, like looking back at old cold cases, I guess, but then there's also the personal aspect of her sister having gone missing. There's the discussions about fame that she's been through, so like, I need it immediately. Also an edgy piece of social commentary. I love that. And it seems like we kind of have a bit of an unreliable narrator for some of the things that are said on the back. Oh yeah, this shook me when I read the author description in the back. The author is a phlebotomist. Copyright 2018, originally sold for $26. Lots going on here, but I'm interested in all of it. And then finally, we have The Tenant by Catherine Engberg. This is her debut novel. Heck yeah, there's a map of Copenhagen. Love that. Former dancer and choreographer. Where's she from? I want to know. Anyway, so there are these 2 police detectives who are trying to solve a murder in Copenhagen. There are lots of people that are like weird around her, and the person who died is also a budding novelist. So she's writing a mystery, so that's weird. These people are dying. There's this weird tide of fiction. It's in Copenhagen. Brilliant plot twists, apparently. I'm ready for this. I'm ready. Copyright for this was 2016, originally sold for $27. So these 8 books, at $125 a piece, I spent $10 on them. Their original worth all put together was $129.92. So I saved $119.92 on these 8 books. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and comment down below which of these books seems most interesting to you. If you want, you can break it up by genre, the middle grade, YA, or adult thrillers. And subscribe for more reading, writing, and college lifestyle content. And until next time, bye humans, bye!